Hello! Make a quick prediction video for this weekend's UFC pay-per-view card. UFC 330, Makhachev versus Machado Gary. Glad to get last weekend's slop out of the way. Absolute fucking weak, pathetic matchmaking from the UFC. Was not even going to make a video about that one. Very sloppy effort. But this weekend, still nothing super crazy, but this is getting better. I like the look of quite a few of these fights. First fight I thought I might touch on here. We'll do the Vicente Luque with Tresean Gore. I'm going to have a quick chat about this one because I think this will be a good matchup, and I think it will make for a pretty close fight, pretty entertaining. But pretty big fan of Vicente Luque. He's always put on entertaining fights, and I'm sure this will be no different. So, the silent assassin, Vicente Luque, lost a couple of fights recently. Lost a decision to Joel Alvarez, who's a pretty good guy in the division now. Lost by submission to Kevin Holland, and then bounced back most recently in April and beat Kelvin Gastelum by a sub in round one, which, Kelvin Gastelum, I think, is a little bit washed up now. It's good to see Vicente Luque at middleweight now. I think that was a good option for him at this point in his career. And I think that's gonna be a good part of this fight too. Middleweight Vicente Luque, he looks a bit more refreshed. He looks good. Tresean Gore, I haven't watched a great deal of his fights. He's still sort of relatively green. He's only been in the UFC since 2022. He sort of fights pretty regularly, but no real standout performances, in my opinion, from him. He seems like he's more of a submission guy. I always thought he was a bit of a striker, sort of, when I first watching him. I thought he was going to be a bit more of a striker-heavy sort of dude, but no, he likes to wrestle, and he can lock up some good subs. So both guys obviously like chasing submissions. I think I'd still give Vicente Luque the edge with his experience and his BJJ pedigree. I think is probably much higher. So who do you tip? I like Vicente Luque, even though he's a bit old, and I know he's had some head injuries and different things. He's definitely getting to the latter stages of his career, but he still looks pretty good in some fights. Even like the fight he lost against, what's his name? Oh, Kevin Holland. He looked pretty good in that one, I thought, for the most part, till he got subbed. I think, and it's an entertaining style he always fights with. So you're bound to gonna lose a few here and there. I think Vicente Luque is probably going to look to set up a choke, but I think he's more likely going to ground and pound Tresean Gore in this one, and I think it will come pretty early too. I think he's going to crack Tresean with some pretty heavy shots. He's going to go to the ground, probably look to try and dance him, and then I think Tresean's going to probably be pretty alert to that, pretty aware that the choke's coming, unless the shots, unless he gets rocked pretty hard. But I think he's going to be pretty quick on the ground game. Quick to make adjustments to stop any real chokes getting sunk in real deep. So I think Vicente Luque is going to abandon that pretty quick and then go back to ground and pound and finish him with some good shots on the ground in round one. All right, the next one I like the look of, Jalen Tarantula Turner versus Keu Fernandez. I'm not sure how to pronounce his first name, but he's looked good. He's looked very good early in his career. Anyway, this, I think, will be a barn burner. This fight is going to be quite impressive, I reckon. This is going to be really good entertainment here, good value. I really like both these guys, both young guys. Jalen Turner, not to be fucked with, big dude, 6'3", tarantula. Got a pretty good striking. Does know a little bit on the ground, but not really known for his sub game, but he's always chasing a finish. So he's versing Keu Fernandez, who I think has looked like a fucking rocket lately. Is super impressive against Harry Hardwick. Smashed Harry Hardwick's lead leg out on him. And then before that, beat Graham Kutaladze by decision, which I think is no easy feat. I was pretty high on Kutaladze, and Fernandez made that look pretty good. So, yeah, unanimous decision win against him is impressive. And Muhammad Yahya beat him by KO in round one as well. So, it's almost a bit tough to pick a winner in this one. Jalen Turner's reach is certainly going to be a factor in this fight. He's a lot taller, a lot longer, and he does have a little bit more experience, I think. And I think that will show a little bit in this fight. He's fought some good guys. He's fought a lot of good names. So yeah, Jalen Turner, definitely one to keep your eye on in this one. I think the odds are pretty even. Fernandez is a slight underdog. But I think, it's hard to tip against Fernandez just because I think he's on such a hot streak lately. He has looked really good. And I think if he cracks Jalen Turner with the same leg kicks that he kicked Harry Hardwick with, I think that lead leg of Jalen Turner is going to be in pretty bad shape pretty early too. And I think Fernandez can sort of set the pace then, pick him apart, land the cleaner shots. I think Jalen Turner's probably going to look to wrestle. I haven't seen a lot of Fernandez on the ground, so I'm slightly nervous in that category. I think I'd have to give it to Jalen Turner for his wrestling and his submission game, but I don't think that's going to be an issue this fight. I think Fernandez is going to be well in control. I think he's going to do his work pretty early. I don't think he's going to get him out of there in the first round. But I think after a few solid low kicks in round one, I think round two the KO is just going to be set up for him. And I think he's going to land probably a clean overhand, maybe a head kick, something pretty flashy I can see. But Jalen Turner's got an iron chin, so I wouldn't be surprised if this drags out to a decision. But I'm going to go for round two KO for Fernandez. A little bit of underdog money there. But mostly just excited for this fight. Besides from picking a winner here, I think this will be a fucking absolute classic. They're both going to be throwing, both young guys. It's going to be a great fight to watch. I think there'll be plenty of back and forths. And, keen to see who gets the better of the exchanges. All right, there are a few more fights I sort of don't mind on this card, like that Mansour Abdul Malik, he's looked good. Edson Barboza is an absolute classic versus Estevan Ribovic. Chitty Bang Bang, always like him fighting. I think Joel Alvarez will get the better of him in that fight, though. Dante Johnson, he looks like a great up-and-comer. So it's not a super slack card. Miktabek Orbalai, I like him. It's not super, not shit. I think there's some pretty good names on the card, but I'm just going to jump straight into the main event now. Islam Makhachev, one of the best, pound for pound, the best fighter in the UFC, I believe, with good reason. He makes it look pretty easy. He did a hell of a number on JDM in his last fight. Before that, subbed Moicano in round one. Yeah, this guy's going to take some stopping, and I don't know who it's going to be to finally get the better of him. Ian Machado Gary looked pretty good. Only loss coming by Shavkat Rakhmonov in a 5-round decision, which he did look pretty good in that fight too. I think wasn't anything crazy. He just sort of got outworked, I think, from Shavkat. But I think Ian Gary's one disappointing fact is that he seems to go to decisions a lot with these fighters, and I understand he's got a high level IQ, and that's sort of that's what's got him to the dance. I think he game plans for these fights really well, like against each opponent. I think he has a really good setup idea of what to do, what not to do, and it seems to work pretty well for him anyway. So, and I think the Shuto Box team he comes from, that is just world class. I don't think you could probably find a better camp. Maybe apart from Dagestan and Khabib and Javier Mendez, but I really like Shuto Box. Always been a big fan of them. Legendary fighters coming out of the Brazil that camp there. But yeah, I think Ian Gary, he's probably going to look pretty good early, I reckon, and it's going to be like a 50-50 fight. But then I think Makhachev, with his just general endurance and nature of the beast that he is with his cardio and his wrestling, I think he takes over. I wouldn't be surprised if a later round KO happens. Makhachev gets him down and does some heavy elbows and stuff and can finish him. But I think more likely this will probably be a decision as well. And like I said, I think Ian Gary's going to have his moments. I just don't think he's going to be able to do enough that really stands out to the judges. I don't think he's going to be able to land anything of real substance on Makhachev. He'll be hitting him with some good shots, but I think Makhachev's just going to eat it and just keep moving forward. And I see Makhachev eventually getting him to the ground and, yeah, just controlling him on the ground for 90% of this fight, similar to what he did to JDM, just toying with him kind of thing. I'd love to see him get a finish over Gary. I'm no big lover of Gary. Like I said, I can respect his game plan, respect his style and stuff, and obviously he's very good at what he does, but just not a fan. I think, it's a very drawn out style. It's very predictable. He plays it safe, let's be honest. But anyway, it's worked for him this far, but I think Makhachev gets better of him this weekend. I think he makes it look pretty easy, but like I said, I just don't think Gary has the power to stop him. I think at welterweight too, Makhachev takes the shots even better than he would have at lightweight. And I think, I think Gary's going to be out of his depth, especially when it goes to the ground. I know he's trains with Damian Maia, very renowned Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt guy, but I think, that's not really going to help him much. And I'm sure he's developed a game plan for all the little moves on the ground, but I think Makhachev's going to put him on his back. And I think side control and just dominate him with short little elbows on the ground and mostly just, position over submission. So, yeah, there's my prediction there, guys. I'm going to go off Islam Makhachev to win on points. Unanimous decision. So, yeah, I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for listening. Give me a like, thumbs up. Appreciate it. And if you think I missed any fights, get in the comments and let me know which ones you think I should have given a good mention to. Just go over my 3 that I think are really standouts. But like I said, there's quite a few good names and should make for an interesting night of fights. Let's go Islam Makhachev, knock out Ian Gary, go catch yourself another shark, son. That concludes this weekend's video. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.